Bonjour, this is Fabulously Delicious, the French food podcast. This is the podcast that's all about the cuisine that is said to have founded modern cooking. French ingredients and dishes have been the starting block for many of the world's best chefs and cooks. And so on Fabulously Delicious, you'll learn all about those dishes and ingredients, as well as get to know more about fabulous French foodies. I'm your host, Andrew Pryor. Enchanté.
Enchanté.
My life changed when I competed on MasterChef Australia, and now I'm living my best life right here in the French countryside. Cooking, eating, meeting wonderful local food producers, chefs, home cooks, drinking amazing wines, eating some of the over, would you believe there's more than 1,500 French cheeses? Yum. And sharing these fabulous experiences with you, my fabulously delicious audience. I hope you're enjoying them. Today, we're unwrapping the layers of a cherished tradition, discovering its origins and meanings, and the irresistible flavours that make it a highlight of the holiday season. So sit back, turn up the volume, and if you're not driving, pour yourself a glass of wine, break a baguette, add a bit of saucisson maybe, some of that delicious cheese, and enjoy today's episode of Fabulously Delicious, Treize Dessert. Now, you may or may not have heard about the 13 desserts in Provence, a cherished Christmas tradition that when I first came across it, I imagined an indulgent spread of cakes, tarts, ice creams, patisseries, and more. A dessert lover's paradise, right? But then I thought about it. How on earth do people manage to fit in all of that after a big Christmas meal? Well, as delightful as it sounds, the Treize dessert is something entirely different and even more enchanting. The Treize dessert, with treize meaning 13 in French, is a collection of sweets traditionally served at the end of the Christmas meal in Provence. Far from being an indulgent free-for-all, the 13 desserts are steeped in symbolism and reflect a fascinating blend of religious tradition, regional pride, and culinary abundance. This custom is part of Le Gros Souper, or the Big Supper, a Christmas Eve meal that carries deep spiritual significance. The meal culminates in 13 desserts that represent Jesus Christ and the 12 apostles. The desserts are laid out on Christmas Eve and they remain on the table for 3 days, inviting the family and guests to enjoy their bounty throughout the holiday season. The idea of serving a variety of desserts at Christmas dates back centuries in Provence. In 1683, Father Francois Marchetti, a parish priest from Marseille, noted the importance of abundance during the festive season, with families showcasing their prosperity through a wide array of sweet treats. However, the specific tradition of 13 desserts didn't emerge until much later. The first known mention of the Treize dessert, as we know them today, came in 1925 in a Christmas issue of La Pignata. Dr. Joseph Fallon wrote enthusiastically about the importance of serving exactly 13 desserts. You need 13. Yes, 13, he said. No more if you want, but not one less. Dr. Fallon's detailed enumeration included items like pâtissoire, a regional term for the four beggars, along with nougats, fruits, and other delicacies. By the following year, the novelist Marie Guesquet further cemented the tradition in her book, En Face Provencal, emphasizing the symbolic and regional nature of the desserts. By the 1930s, the Musée de Terroir Marseille devoted an entire room to the Christmas feast, solidifying the tradition. And by 1946, Le Treize dessert were firmly established with the Comté version prevailing as the gold standard. Imagine a provincial Christmas Eve. The table is laid with not one, not two, but 3 white tablecloths, each representing the Holy Trinity. Candles flicker gently and they cast a warm glow on an array of dishes that are as visually stunning as they are delicious. And you have the setting for Le Treize dessert. Planning a trip to France or heading to Paris, or maybe you're one of those lucky ones that live in the incredible city already. Well, I've been fortunate enough to call Paris home, and let's be honest, I pretty much ate my way through Paris for you. Now, I want to bring all that delicious experience straight to you, my fabulously delicious audience. That's why I wrote my first book, Paris, a fabulous food guide to the world's most delicious city. In it, you'll find recommendations for best boulangeries, cafes, indulgent chocolate shops, fromageries, restaurants, and so much more. This is a 2025 edition now, with it being updated for the new year. So it's perfect for your next trip to Paris, or if you're lucky enough to live there, something to guide you through to some top picks. You can grab your copy at andrewpryorfabulously.com, and you can even get a signed and gift package version there. Or you can find it on Amazon, and there's even a Kindle version for instant access. Happy eating and bon voyage, and hope you enjoy eating your way through Paris with Paris, a fabulous food guide to the world's most delicious city. The desserts aren't just thrown together haphazardly. Each one carries meaning, whether it's a nod to the region's agricultural bounty, a symbol of religious faith, or simply a family favourite passed down through generations. At the heart of the Treize desserts is le quatre mendiants, the four beggars. These represent the four monastic orders: raisins for the Dominicans, walnuts or hazelnuts for the Augustinians, dried figs for the Franciscans, and almonds for the Carmelites. These dried fruits and nuts are simple yet delicious, and they remind us of the frugality and humility associated with monastic life. They're also incredibly versatile, pairing beautifully with everything from wine to nougat. Provence's abundant orchards and vineyards contribute to the spread of fresh and dried fruits. Dates are included as a nod to the Holy Land, connecting the feast to the origins of the Christmas story. Dried plums from Brignoles, a town famous for its prunes, add a local touch. And fresh fruits like apples, pears and oranges and winter melons bring brightness and colour to the table. Grapes or tangerines often make appearances, with Corsican clementines being particularly prized for their sweetness. Provence's love of sweets takes centre stage in the Treize desserts. Some of the most iconic treats include calissons d'Aix, almond and candy melon confections that are a true symbol of Provence. Their smooth texture and delicate flavour make them a standout addition. Castons, these crunchy biscuits, whose name literally means tooth breakers, are not for the faint-hearted but are utterly delicious and a staple in a Treize dessert. Or candied citron, often sourced from Apt. These jewel-like fruits add a burst of tangy sweetness. Although chocolate is a more recent addition, it has quickly become a favourite, often in the form of chocolate-covered almonds that look like or are shaped like olives. This modern twist adds a note of indulgence to the holiday tradition, whilst also honouring Provence's almond-growing regions. No provincial dessert table would be complete without nougat, and both nougat blanc, white nougat, and nougat noir, black nougat, are featured. The white nougat, with its airy sweetness, represents purity and the light of the winter solstice. The black nougat, made with caramelised honey and almonds, symbolises the darker days of the season. Together they form a perfect balance of flavours and meanings. One of the most delightful aspects of the Treize dessert is how they vary from one region to another. In Contignac, where quinces are abundant, families often include pâté de coq, or quince paste. Marseille boasts nougats, which are boat-shaped orange blossom biscuits, and pompe à huile, a sweet bread made with olive oil and orange blossom. This is particularly significant as it's said to have been as old as the city itself, and tradition dictates that it must be broken by hand, never cut with a knife, to echo the breaking of bread at the Last Supper. Le Treize dessert isn't just about eating, it's a ritual. Families gather after Christmas Eve dinner to sample each of the 13 desserts. There's even a superstition tied to the tradition. If you want good luck in the coming year, you must try a bit of every dessert on the table. Picture the scene: a table surrounded by loved ones, the air filled with laughter and the clink of glasses. The desserts are shared, stories are told, and for a precious few moments, the stresses of daily life fade away. I could do with a Treize dessert right now. While the core of the tradition remains intact, some modern families add their own twists. Chocolate has become a popular addition, as I mentioned, and creative interpretations of classic desserts often make their own way to the table. Despite these updates, the spirit of the Treize dessert endures. It's a celebration of abundance, community, and the joy of sharing, a reminder that Christmas is all about more than just presents under a tree. The 13 desserts of Provence are more than just a culinary tradition. They're a window into the region's rich history and culture. They remind us of the importance of abundance, not in material wealth, but in love, family, and the simple pleasures of life. So this Christmas, why not take inspiration from Provence? Whether you follow tradition to the letter or create your own version, the Treize desserts offer a sweet way to celebrate the season. And remember, if you want good luck for the year ahead, don't forget to sample all 13. Marie Gasquet said about the Treize dessert, "Each dessert is a story, a memory of our land and our faith, laid out for all to share." That's it for another episode of Season 4 of Fabulously Delicious. Had you heard of the Treize dessert before? What's the most fabulous thing that you've learned from today's episode? Let me know by contacting me via Instagram. Slide into my DMs at Andrew Pryor Fabulously, or you can email me on contact@andrewpryorfabulously.com. I love to chat with you all. We could have a chat about the 13 desserts if you want, or we could just talk about French food. I love talking to people about food, and especially French food. Thank you for listening, and remember, you know what my motto is. Whatever you do, do it fabulously. Merci beaucoup, and bon app.